of not walking the talk on matters of arrest. UPND member Mukonge advised Raphael Binoculars Nakachinda to apologize to President HH. Nangoma residents are living in fear of the almost collapsed Myoyo Bridge. Teacher transfer should never be a form of punishment, Siakalima warns school administrators. Chongola mayor jets in to resolve ongoing infights among civil leaders in his area. And now the news in detail. CK on police. Patriotic Front PF member Chishimba Kambwili has accused the Republican President Hakainde Hichilema of not walking the talk, but says instead is talking the talk for the sake of popularity. Mr. Kambwili says it is now clear for everyone to see that President Hichilema is doing completely the opposite from his words on the matters of arresting suspects. Mr. Kambwili says the head of state has repeatedly told the police not to arrest people without proper investigation, but says what is happening is contrary to the instruction. Meanwhile, Mr. Kambwili, who is also PF presidential hopeful, has charged the arrest of PF spokesperson Raphael Nakachinda was illegally as did not commit any offense for using a Bemba idiom. He says the act is purely meant to oppress political opponents. Meanwhile, United Party for National Development UPND member Chileko Munkonge has condemned those defending PF spokespersons Raphael Nakachinda over the remarks he issued against the Republican President Hakainde Hichilema, what has been described as an insult. Mr. Munkonge says it is sad that some citizens have justified what he calls wrong utterances from Mr. Nakachinda, stating that words issued by Mr. Nakachinda does not give a true reflection of the Zambian culture. He says what Mr. Nakachinda can do is to apologize to the head of state over his remarks because he is older than him besides being a president. Kazangula District Commissioner has warned agro dealers in charge of the farming seeds and fertilizer allocation to consider giving farmers before the planting season finishes. Speaking at the maize shed when carrying out a random inspection with Katombola Member of Parliament Clement Adeleki, the Commissioner says the farmers should continue to be disadvantaged as they have to spend days away from their field just to access the commodities. Meanwhile, the lawmaker has sounded a warning to individuals who will be found in the habit of selling inputs meant for the farmers.
Inspection carried out by the District Commissioner and Area Member of Parliament to find out on how far commodities has gone with seed and fertilizer allocations.
Yeah, and so these farmers, you know that the season, Honorable, the season for planting, it ends just immediately 15th, and 15th it is tomorrow. So it means these farmers, even when they get the inputs, their input will be relevant. So it means the planting season has ended. And this is the reason why we wanted the alpha commodities to expedite in terms of distribution of this food. I mean these inputs, the fertilizer and also the maize. Okay? And now I gave them the target that by 15th, all the farmers must be cleared. So now to understand the reasons why, because if farmers cannot get the inputs, that is as at tomorrow, it means even when they can be given the day after tomorrow, they will have to plant the very seed next year. So what is the point then of government to give the farmers? So this is the reason why we thought probably, Honorable, you should be able to come and see what is here and what is obtaining on the ground. We want these farmers to live. We don't want them to, they are not only on the tourism show. They are not here for tourism. They need to go back to their areas. And this is the reason why you people as Alpha Commodity, we wanted you to do these things as quickly as possible. Because if you don't do this, you know the problem, that the consequences that are there, it means then the food security in Kazungula, it is, we have actually not done anything.
Meanwhile, Area Member of Parliament says government is committed to enhance farming in Southern Province in order to export outside the country.
My people's bank is farming.
True.
They are dependent so much on farming, and if you dare tamper with farming, not only in Kazungula, the whole southern province, it means our people's poverty level will have enhanced. And that will not accept. As a government, we are committed to ensuring that farming in southern province is enhanced, so that we start exporting food outside the country, because farming is a business, like the president always emphasizes. The government has pumped in a lot of money, and for you, alpha commodities, the service provider that has been retained, the mark is high. We want you to deliver beyond expectation, because like the DC has stated, if you don't deliver on time, it means there's no sense. We want that to end. A farmer must be respected. They're the ones feeding the country. Without you, the country would be hungry. Without you, the region, the whole Africa, they're dependent on you.
Alpha Commodities warehouse manager says the trucks are on their way and will soon deliver.
So farmers are actually new, the trucks are on the way coming to the store. So don't panic, let's get what is available, then you can come later for urea fertilizer, which is actually coming. Is that okay? Maybe we can have start. Remember, it's how we discussed that farmers, those who are willing to get G compound and the seed, they can go and plant.
Farmers are grateful to the government for the increment. Mijelo Mambo, Muvi TV News, Kazungula District.
Former State House Presidential Aide for Press and Public Relations Amos Chanda says what is going on in his life is pure witch hunt meant to scandalize his good image he has built for over 3 years. Mr. Chanda has described the conduct by the Anti-Corruption Commission as a total abuse of authority, alleging the officers have gone on rampage, allocating what he calls fictitious properties to citizens like him, the name of fighting corruption. Mr. Chanda has maintained the 30 properties announced by the Commission does not belong to him, as claimed by the SEC. He has challenged the Commission to invoke the bond they have given to him because he will not be humiliated in the name of a police bond. Meanwhile, Mr. Chanda has alleged that the SEC boss made it clear that he will be humiliated being a member. Hence, what is going on, it is a clear testimony of what was planned earlier. He was speaking when he featured on Special Interview.
I think was even a subject of media inquiry.
Yeah.
The one in State Lodge. It was issued to me as joint title when I was working in State House under President Sat. It was 10 acres. It was issued to me as joint title with a former presidential spokesperson, George Shell. Do you know what joint title is? That's one plot, isn't it? How can 5 acres of that joint title be corruptly acquired and the other 5 acres not? Now, can't you see the absurdity of that? Now, how did I acquire that? The Commission of Lands put up that land and demarcated it. You apply, you get a letter of offer. Do you know the fees that we paid? About 4,800 kwacha. That's how I acquired it. Then I was sent to work in London. Then when I got my allowances, at that time I was getting $10,000 when I was working in London in allowances. Out of $10,000, I was sending $5,000 every month to build that house. It's a 4-bedroom house. Then you are asked in an inquiry with the SEC, did you build that house? It also has a swimming pool. Come on, guys. Yes, it has a swimming pool. Has it got a raw fence? I know you are looking. Can you ask? You know that those questions, when they ask the question, and you responded, they recorded. Can you ask them to have access to the honor and caution statement? Then you see this absurdity. And then you go home and say, can the whole state institution sit and concoct? That's what they have done, man. Now, let's assume these other properties are in question. Let's just zero in on the 3 that they gave me in Roma Park. Because they said they are double-story buildings, then therefore they have seen them. Because they described what they are, double-story. Then they asked me the value of those properties. Do you know what my answer was? I can't ascertain the value of a property I don't own. You see that? So you are saying there's no concoction. They asked me about large-scale fish ponds that are under construction at my farm. There is no that activity. So how are you arguing that they can't concoct? This is my farm. I haven't seen any construction of large fish ponds taking place there.
We'll take a break on that note. We still have more news items coming shortly after the break.
On the pitch of life, you've got to choose your game and who you play with. Your people. You get what I mean?
Oh, that is so true, Mr. Easy.
Because when you need a bit of support, there's the people you can count on. People who are there for you, no matter what.
Guess we are always here for them.
Choose who to play with.
With Bet Power, you can touch, message or call real people round the clock. This advertisement is brought to you by Bet Power.
Fairview University College is enrolling students for the January-April 2022 intake in the following: School of Education, Bachelor of Education in Early Childhood Education, Bachelor of Education in Primary Education, Bachelor of Education in Secondary Education, Bachelor of Education in Special Education, Diploma in Early Childhood Education, Diploma in Primary Education, Diploma in Secondary Education, Diploma in Special Education, Certificate in Early Childhood Education, School of Humanities and Social Sciences, Diploma in Public Relations, School of Hotel and Tourism, Diploma in Food and Production, Diploma in Front Office, Diploma in Food and Beverages Management, Diploma in Hospitality and Events Management, and Diploma in Sales and Marketing. For more information, visit us at Regent College along Kwazi Road or the North Mid Campus at plot number 11 Luamba Road, Lusaka, or call us on 0955 787114 or 09 at Excellence.
So here's how to pay using Airtel Money. Ensure your decoder is turned on and tuned to channel 1. Dial *778#, then select the option that says Make Payment. Select Pay TV, then select Muvi TV. Enter the 12-digit smart card number, then enter the amount you wish to pay. Enter the Muvi TV account number, omitting the dash before the last digit. Then select the amount you wish to pay.
For inquiries, call customer care on 0764 250055 or 0764 250052 or 0978 732 411 or 0978 732 412.
One expert, anyone can get lucky.
Welcome back. We'll continue with the news. Residents in Nangoma area in Mombo district, Central Province, have called on government to quickly look into the issue of the Muyoya Bridge, which is almost collapsing. The residents say the Muyoya Bridge is slowly being eaten away by floods caused by heavy rainfall. As the schools are scheduled to open soon, the residents fear for the school-going children.
Tragedy is looming for the residents in Nangoma area in Central Province, as the Muyoya Bridge along the Nangoma-Kweza Road is slowly being. Silas says she is worried for her children as they will need to cross the bridge in order to go to school.
Nangoma ni kutali hapa pema vula manzi ni ambili bana wakatauka hapa bazafa baboti kulibe skulu paka kunango kupita kwenda kula ndio kutikufa njala isekulu.
Virginia Chilongo, Muvi TV News.
Transfers. The Minister of Education does speaking in Livingstone when he met head teachers. Mr. Siakalima noted it has become common for administrators to threaten their juniors in schools with transfers to rural areas whenever they have a conflict. He observed that the different ways of conflict resolution which head teachers and teachers used to iron out different apart from transfers, which further disruption service delivery. Mrs. Yakalima has since urged teachers in the district to work hard as they deliver to the expectations of the government.
You know the things to do. You cannot use a school transfer as punishment. It cannot be that way. It can't be. And it should never be. If there is anybody who was done that, please all of you who are doing that, reverse what you have done. Don't continue hating people. And you with hate, don't continue hating inside. Because you will hate yourself more than you hate them. John D. Rockefeller once said, do not waste a minute thinking about people you don't like. Because if you do, you will hate yourself more than you hate them. And that is true. So there must be healing. The country was polarized. Each one of us suffered. And I have seen exactly what I'm talking about today. Now I realize when the president said we must have equity in the way we share resources. Equity is about being fair. There was no fairness because there was nothing to share. Across the country. And as I said, this is now my fifth province. So I have a fair share. I went to Northwestern Province, Copperbelt, went to northern part, eastern part, and now in the southern part.
Kangombe has called for unity between the ward development committees and the municipal council. Mr. Kangombe says he is aware of the ongoing infights among members of some wards. The mayor says having peaceful committees in place will enhance the smooth operations of the council, especially where decentralization is concerned. Mr. Kangombe was speaking during the orientation of Ward Development Committee members from all the 29 wards of the two constituencies in the district.
Zambia is one Zambia, one nation. So we need to stop the infighting. I know there are certain ones where the Bible talks about how pleasant it is when brothers and sisters dwell together in unity, for God commands a blessing. What is given to the just, it has increased steadily from 1.6 million to 25.7 million, which is 10%. We have to see that we do these things according to the constitution of the land.
Livingstone Mayor Constance Mkelebai has called for more stakeholder participation in tackling teenage pregnancies in the country. Speaking at a workshop focusing on ending teenage pregnancies organized by Fortress of Hope organization in Livingstone, Mr. Mkelebai says a continuous engagement and interaction with young people will help in addressing the vice, as they will be able to have sufficient information about their lives. She adds if more stakeholders such as the church committees at family used
of this civil society and non-profit making organizations such as the Fortress of Hope is indeed a great honor in bridging the gap between schools, learning institutions, and the community in empowering young men is an act of kindness to humanity. As the Fortress of Hope organization fosters the rehabilitation, relief, nurturing of individuals' creativity and advocates for mental health. As the government of the day, we will work hand in hand with such initiatives to relieve the suffering of the marginalized youths, so as to make them self-reliable and self-sufficient. Ladies and gentlemen, it is therefore my plea that many more of such initiatives will come on board in supporting the government's effort in empowering youths with skills that will enable them to become self-reliant and self-sufficient.
We have a number of projects that we're currently running, and the reason for our gathering here today is the Teenage Pregnancies and Early Marriages project. Ladies and gentlemen, our organization has made it a mandate to reduce teenage pregnancies given its rise in our communities and Zambia as a whole. Teenage pregnancies is defined as a teen or underage girl who is usually between the age of 13 to 19 becoming a parent. With the increasing numbers of teenage pregnancies and early marriages, this continues to...
We'll take a break on that note. See you shortly.
Where's Bob? Anyone seen Bob? Has anyone seen Bob? Bob? Bob! Bob!
Over here!
Where?
Over here!
How did you get in there?
With my Airtel Money MasterCard.
Airtel Money MasterCard? But you don't even have a bank account. How did you get a card?
Well, it's not a card, but it works just like one. It's virtual, so no plastic, and it's safer.
But what are you doing there?
I want to buy Nancy a birthday gift, book my flight tickets, renew my Big Click subscription, and order a shipment.
For all things online, the Airtel Money MasterCard. It's not a card, but works just like one. Get one on the Airtel Money menu on your phone.
So here's how to pay using Airtel Money. Ensure your decoder is turned on and tuned to channel 1. Dial *778#, then select the option that says Make Payment. Select Pay TV, then select Muvi TV. Enter the 12-digit smart card number, then enter the amount you wish to pay. Enter the Muvi TV account number, omitting the dash before the last digit. Then select the amount you wish to pay.
For inquiries, call customer care on 0764 250055 or 0764 250052 or 0978 732 411 or 0978 732 412.
Has she answered it? Have you decided?
Yes. The answer is yes.
You said yes! 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 She said yes!
Hey, Chawama. Whoa! Congrats, bro!
What?
We'll be there.
Last Sunday of next month.
Are you here?
You may give her the ring.
Everyone, say to feel life. One day, I'll give you the world.
Oh, you already have.
Celebrate Feel Life na Kangwe Kesu. Call at 1 way per second to all networks.
Welcome back. We'll continue with the news. Patriotic Front PF member Chishimba Kambwili has accused Republican President Hakainde Hichilema of not walking the talk, but says instead is talking the talk for the sake of popularity. Mr. Kambwili says it is now clear for everyone to see that President Hichilema is doing completely the opposite from his words on the matters of arresting suspected lawbreakers. Mr. Kambwele said the head of state has repeatedly told the police not to arrest people without proper investigation, but says what is happening is contrary to the instruction. Meanwhile, Mr. Kambwele, who is also PF presidential hopeful, has charged the arrest of PF spokesperson Raphael Nakachinda was illegal as did not commit any offense for using a Bemba idiom. He says the act is purely meant to oppress political opponents.
Toward the whole world, toward the international community, the donors and everybody, that freedom had come to Zambia by virtue of voting him as Republican president. He further went to say that citizens have a right to criticize government. Citizens have a right to advise government without looking on their shoulders as to who is following them, or without fearing that they risk arrest by the law enforcement institutions, particularly the police. He made it very clear that citizens will now be allowed to criticize government, to advise government, without looking onto their shoulders and probably not being scared that the police will follow them. Countrymen and women, hear me and hear me correctly. Don't misunderstand my discourse. What I'm trying to say is that the hallmark of leadership is to the large extent determined by the ability of a leader to walk the talk and not to talk the talk. So far, President Edgar Lungu has shown us that is President Hakainde Hichilema has shown us that is a president who cannot walk the talk, but only talks the talk. History entails that you should refer to history in order to discard bad practices and embrace new practices. What we are seeing is a continuation of bad practices. What am I trying to say in all this? It is the arrest of political opponents, not only the Patriotic Front officials and former ministers, but generally the arrest of political opponents. Particularly, let me narrow down to the arrest of Honorable Nakachinda and detaining him first without a charge. Like I've said, it's better to walk the talk than just talk the talk. The president told us clearly that even if an offense has been committed, police should never, and he used the word never, and he used the word shall never. And people of Zambia, really, you know what it means when you say shall. It's not optional. Shall never detain somebody without thorough investigation. Shall never arrest anybody without thorough investigation. He says the matters must be investigated. When one is invited to the police station, a warning and caution must be administered on him and immediately arrest him. When you arrest him, if a matter is bailable, you give a police bond. What is happening is the opposite. What is happening is the opposite. This should be a matter of concern to all of us. Police have been used in the past by past regimes to intimidate and arrest people unnecessarily using political interference. And this has continued. Look at what happened to Honorable Nakachinda. First and foremost, to arrest Honorable Nakachinda on what is said that taken kwa matagopanshi is an embarrassment. Is a total embarrassment of the system.
Meanwhile, United Party for National Development UPND member Chileko Mukonge has condemned those defending PF spokespersons Raphael Nakachinda over the remarks he issued against Republican President Hakainde Hichilema, what has been described as an insult. Mr. Mukonge says it is sad that some citizens are justifying what he calls wrong utterances from Mr. Nakachinda, stating that words issued by Mr. Nakachinda does not give a true reflection of the Zambian culture. He says what Mr. Nakachinda can do is to apologize to the head of state over his remarks because he is older than him besides being a president.
What the members are justifying over the use of idioms by Honorable Nakachinda, what could be your immediate reaction?
Well, I was even surprised and shocked when I saw some of the so-called senior politicians trying to justify what Nakachinda said. You see, that word which Nakachinda said, you cannot use it to an elderly person, because that word usually in most cases, let me just put it in Zemba, even gitu wamsha kuba nabashire umfwa ero le mukaripila ero wamweba what Nakachinda said. Otherwise, you cannot use that word to an elderly person. So those who are trying to justify, to say what and what, no, that was wrong. In fact, if anything, what I was expecting from Honorable Nakachinda is to apologize to His Excellency the President, because the word he used was not supposed to be used to an elderly person. You can only use that word to a child or a person, as I said earlier on, or maybe a friend jokingly. You can tell him like that, but not to an elderly person or to any person who's above your age.
Okay. So what could be your word of appeal to politicians in terms of using civil language, especially we know that the Electoral Commission of Zambia has declared 3rd of February for the elections in Kabwata and 19th January, and we know that this language will be more applicable. What could be a word of caution to politicians like Honorable Nakachinda?
My piece of advice to our colleagues, especially the PF, I know he has too money, because the loss which you lost, you were not expecting it, but let's be sober in terms of in our language, how we interact with the people of Kabwata constituents. If you have seen the last campaigns before they were cancelled, it was so peaceful that let's continue the way we started and let's end the way we started. Because for us to be using abusive languages, especially towards our leaders and those who are in office, tomorrow it can be you can be in that office, and you expect to have respect from the people you're governing. So
there's been some comments that the law should be repealed, insultive laws should be repealed. Do you think that at this stage the politicians are ready for that law to be repealed and have sober conversations?
You see, sometimes these laws, when you're in office, you can do that, but at the end of the day, you always remember that there will be a time when you won't be in these offices. So whenever we are doing
Katombola Member of Parliament Clement Andeleki says the United Party for National Development UPND government is consistent in upholding people responsible in cases of any misappropriation of the constituency development funds. Speaking when he toured the Simango ward of Kazungula district to check on the road networks following the floods in most parts of the constituency, Mr. Andeleki says he is aware that in the previous CDF allocation, a sum of money was allocated to Simanga Bridge, which no development has been reported to. Meanwhile, Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit District Coordinator Elias Siambila says the government will soon work towards meeting all the challenges faced by the residents. Delays to complete school. Sudan's chief traditional leader in Senanga Hill district of Northern Province has bemoaned the delays in the completion of Tanzuka Secondary School in Senanga Hill. Sub Chief Tazuka says the school, which is a World Bank sponsored project, has taken long to be completed. The traditional leader explained that he has information that money for the project was released in October last year that is sitting idle in the school account. He says it is unbelievable to find that the school has not been completed up to now when the funds are available in the in-schools. Has since appealed to government to move in and complete the school so that pupils can start accessing it. But when contacted for comment, has since been resolved and the money has been secured, adding that works will start soon. Mrs. Nkolongo stated the project is at 60% completion. Government is constructing a 1x3 classroom block, a 1x2 classroom block, while the science laboratory has already been completed. The infrastructure at the school include ablution blocks, staff room, staff house, which have reached wall plate level.
Our upgraded qualifications with certificate to diploma to degree levels. But the sad state of affairs is that we are still growing salary scales F and G despite being degree.
Veterinary Services Deputy Director Geoffrey Munkomboy calls on farmers to register their animals with the veterinary services, as their animal will not be permitted to leave any village. Speaking during a stakeholders consultative meeting on the suspension of issuance of permit for loading and slaughter of cattle in Mambova, Kasaya and Sikaunzwe veterinary camps in Kazungula district, Mr. Munkomboy says that 2 months has been given to the farmers to ensure that they brand their cattle both at individually and district level, as it is now one of the requirements to do so. Meanwhile, Kazungula District Commissioner Elias Siambila is hopeful that the measures will help in the reduction of the vesa and allow veterinary officers perform their core function of controlling the movement of animals.
Our upgraded qualifications with certificate to diploma to degree levels. But the sad state of affairs is that we are still growing salary scales F and G despite being degree holders or diploma holders. We bring a message of hope. The Honorable Minister has instructed the Ministry of Education to work hand in hand with the Teaching Service Commission to make sure that over the 10,000 teachers in the ministry are upgraded before we bring in the 30,000 new teachers. Other than that, you are aware, that's why the ministry is in the province. Let's be active. Make sure that all the teachers who are acting for administrative convenience are substantively promoted. And these, dear teachers, are the returns. We are in communication with the Provincial Education Office.
To decide where I go next. You decided I should go to the university. Had it not been for you, if I failed at that time, you go back to the village, start looking after cattle, and marry many wives. Thank you. I went to university. These positions that we have are positions of orderliness. All of you are important people. It's only that if there's no head teacher at the school, there will be disorder. If there is no desk, there will be disorder. If there is no PO, there will be disorder. If there is no means, there won't be order. I moved that day from 0 to 8 hours. We were reaching Lundazi at 19 hours. Time, any disturbing, but wait. I found that word. And I found the ingenuity in that word, meaning that there was a teacher behind that. Yes. May God be blessed as we endeavor to put Zambia on the map of good people.
You are watching Muvi TV's Primetime News. We'll take a break. See you shortly.
Anyone can get lucky.
Fairview University College is enrolling students for the January-April 2022 intake in the following: School of Education, Bachelor of Education in Early Childhood Education, Bachelor of Education in Primary Education, Bachelor of Education in Secondary Education, Bachelor of Education in Special Education, Diploma in Early Childhood Education, Diploma in Primary Education, Diploma in Secondary Education, Diploma in Special Education, Certificate in Early Childhood Education, School of Humanities and Social Sciences, Diploma in Public Relations, School of Hotel and Tourism, Diploma in Food and Production, Diploma in Front Office, Diploma in Food and Beverages Management, Diploma in Hospitality and Events Management, and Diploma in Sales and Marketing. For more information, visit us at Regent College along Kwazi Road or the North Mid Campus at plot number 11 Luamba Road, Lusaka, or call us on 0955 787114 or 0966 787114 or 0977 787114. Fairview University College. We aim at excellence.
Welcome back, and now the rest of the news. Ministry of Education Director Human Resource Ignatius Daka has announced the government will upgrade over 10,000 teachers' salary scales to match their qualifications. During an engagement with teachers in Monza district, Mr. Daka says that this is a priority area for the new Dome government and will be implemented before the planned recruitment of 1,000 teachers. Daka also said that teachers who have been acting in various administrative positions and recently upgraded schools would be considered for promotion. He noted that details of teachers have already been submitted to the Provincial Education Office, awaiting a meeting with the Teaching Service Commission for implementation. Meanwhile, Minister of Education Douglas Yakalima recognized the contribution of teachers to society, pledging government's commitment to their welfare. Mr. Yakalima noted that there has been a recent salary increment of 12% for teachers, however saying more is to come once the economy is stabilized. We end the news on that note. A recap of the top stories. CK accuses the President HH of not walking the talk on matters of arrest. UPND member Munkonge advised Rafael Binoculars Nakachinda to apologize to President HH. Nangoma residents are living in fear of the almost collapsed Muvi Bridge. Teacher transfer should never be a form of punishment, Siakalima warns school administrators. Chongola Mayor jets in to resolve ongoing infight among civic leaders in his area. And finally, delay to complete school saddens chief. Thank you so much for watching. Continue enjoying the rest of our programming.
You to enroll for the Prominent Cherub Institute is inviting you to enroll for its January intake in nursing. The place to be for nursing is enrolling for its January intake registered nursing diploma for 3 years, a Priest EN to RN distance program for 1 year. Get an application form now at a non-refundable fee of 150 kwacha. The Prominent Cherub Institute is accredited with the General Nursing Council of Zambia. Register now with this upstanding institution by calling 0978 435 853 or 0763 865 035 or 0955 617 872 or visit www.prominentcherubinstitute.edu.zm. We are located in Lusaka West of Muvi Road next to ZNS Sopelo Camp. Come and get your nursing qualification from a reliable institution and make your future and that of the world better. Prominent Cherub Institute, the place to be for nursing.
At Manzi Valley, we pride ourselves in giving you the cleanest and safest mineral water on the Zambian market. Our mineral water is produced in the cleanest and most hygienic, germ-free environment in Zambia, and that's just a fact. We at Natural Valley take pride in the quality of our product so that you can safely enjoy our mineral water, rich in minerals, to satisfy that thirst and revitalize your body. So grab a bottle of Manzi Valley mineral water now to beat that thirst with the cleanest bottled water in Zambia.
Who's got the cheapest plots in town with affordable payment plans? Namayo, Heritage Property. Yes, I'm searching around because I'm trying to build a house where I can find a better place. Heritage Property. Tell me more. Heritage Property. It's another day to make a difference in your life. Put your investments in land today, and guess what? It's as cheap as 9,000 kwacha only. For only 9,000 kwacha, you get to buy a 30 by 20 size of land in 18 miles. If you can't pay it all at once, you still can pay in installments of 1,000 kwacha per month until you finish. For more details, visit us at Finical House on the 9th floor in room 9 or call us on 0976 734527 or 0961 620881. Visit our Facebook page at Namayo Heritage Property. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Namayo Heritage Property. Come and inherit your heritage. Namayo Heritage Property.